And I noticed this person was having a really close relationship with the nurse. And you can tell that like this, and we're not talking about close, we're talking about really close. Like you're...
What kind of close? Okay, so now we are at episode 4.
Episode 4. Season 2, episode 4.
Yeah.
We are here, and my name is Jeremy.
My name is Maddy.
We are the Imperfect Rainbow.
So we feel very excited to do this episode because I think something that is quite fun.
I feel this is a very exciting episode. It's like, spill the tea.
So the name of our episode is Office Politics.
Office Politics.
Politics with a question mark.
Because of office politics, do I want to be involved in it? Am I part of it? Am I a shit stirrer? Am I one of the cliques? Am I in the opposite camp? Jeng, jeng, jeng.
And what is office politics?
Okay, so I think we want to talk about it because, one, obviously we are in the corporate space.
Yes.
But you know what? I think office politics happen everywhere. I have friends who are working in school as teachers, also got office politics. Yeah. So which is why I realized, they brand it or term it as office politics. But really, as long as there is a group of working people, office, for whatever, corporate, non-profit, government, as long as it's a group of people working together, as long as there are teams around, you're bound to have politics.
Yeah. And I think we want to kind of demystify a bit this office politics, right? Like, it's nothing to be scared or what. It's so normal, like what even teachers have this office politics. So we just want to give this space to talk about it.
Okay, so cute you said demystify. I just want to spill the tea. Okay, because I think it's so fun, right? Like, okay, look, office politics is one of those things where you are like, what happened, right? That who did this then you know
Sounds like gossip.
Yes. I think there's a fine line between gossip and office politics, but we definitely want to talk about it because we in one way or form, we have learned to navigate it because after being in a corporate world for so long, you have to learn to face it and manage it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we can share a little bit of tips on how you can do it in your own authentic way.
Yeah. And I think it's also got to do with your own behaviors and your habits, like what we talked about. Yeah, and we just want to talk through and see whether there's anything to learn out of it. Before we start, I actually checked on dictionary definition.
Right, your definition, yes.
So again, Google, this is Merriam-Webster definition of office politics. It's 2 points.
Lovely.
Number one is often disapproving.
It's often disapproving, okay.
Often like a bad tone when you hear the word office politics. Number 2 is office politics is the activities, attitudes or behaviors that are used to get or keep power or an advantage within a business or company.
Interesting.
Like power, something about power.
Exactly.
This is the dictionary definition.
I found another one similar, but this is probably a bit more, should I call it objective? Like the definition is a bit more neutral. Like it doesn't cast a negative light on it immediately. Yeah. But let's see. I think it's good to have different definitions.
Yes.
So this one is from Google as well. The first thing that came up, and I thought it was quite helpful. So office politics is defined as actions and behaviors involving competition for status or power in the workplace.
Interesting.
So I think
this is good. I like this definition.
Yeah, it breaks it down quite clearly, right?
Yes.
It is actions and behavior, and it involves competition. And what's the competition for? For status or power, which I think is something that we all can obviously relate to.
Yeah.
Lots of that happening in the workplace.
And the thing is, it will happen as long as you are in a place with people.
Yes.
Because this is about actions and behaviors, which is what we are doing, right? Like humans.
Yes, because we all have our own goals in life. We all have a different paths, different journeys. When we come to the office and we come to work together, we have different agendas. Naturally, we have different goals in life. So I think when you put a group of people together with different agendas, different goals, different level of success that they desire, different levels of expectations from the job, that's where the interesting dynamics happen.
Yeah.
Because different people bring different energy to the room, they bring different expectations, and then you have office dynamic, you have office politics.
Yeah, and it's all about the celebrating the differences in goals and values and objectives and different communication styles, different ethnicity,
background.
That brings about all these big big soup of differences
Yes.
that creates this politics.
That's right. But hopefully, I think, we obviously we're called the imperfect rainbow, right? So we want to bring the rainbow. I always say rainbow energy, right? We have our rainbow energy. So I think hopefully we can communicate the way we handle it, in the rainbow way, because I think I must say that it's been, after being in the corporate world for a while, you start to realize what you want to be part of, or what you don't want to be part of.
Yes.
How would you respond to it in your own authentic way? And I think this is the way that we want to do it. Like, this is the rainbow energy that I want to give, even with office politics.
Yeah, and I wrote over here, like, how does this office politics even happen? I mean, we talked about the differences in people, the expectations and all. And I think it's important in terms of aligning the company's values with your own values, right? And maybe like for you are somebody that I don't know, that wants a lot of power, a lot of growth, a lot of status, but maybe the company doesn't, like, overarching values is not about power. So maybe this kind of misalignment can also result in certain actions and behaviors that adds on to the fire in office politics stuff.
For
like
sure.
really values.
I think so. So what you're saying is corporate culture influences, or it makes a difference in terms of the kind of office politics that will exist. For sure. And I think different corporate or maybe we can call it organizational culture, because it's not just the corporate world.
Yeah.
So any organizational culture would definitely, or different types of organizational culture will attract different types of individuals.
Yes.
Because I think like you're right. You do look out for the corporate values and their behaviors. Even the products sometimes speak a lot about the company that you are working for.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised at all that this is one of the factors that definitely influence office politics.
Yeah.
Because it attracts a different kind of people.
How do we start? I have a few office politics scenario.
Okay, maybe I start with this. I think it's very interesting. Okay, I'm gonna get it going right at the beginning.
Examples.
Yeah, I like this episode. Very fun. Okay, maybe the first question to you is this. Before we get into what's our mindset and all that. So first question to you: How do you personally respond to? We've never talked about this.
Yeah, this is a not very rehearsed.
Yeah, but it's a very raw question. But I like it. How do you personally respond to office politics? So, for example,
can be more specific about
Yeah. So, how do you respond to it? So, give an example. So, let's say what happens when you're confronted by something that's being said about you that's not true, and that statement or that comment was meant to bring you down or cast doubt on you as a person. What would you do?
Wow, this is a very tough question.
I know, I'm getting right into it, you may.
I think it really depends on the specific scenario, the person, the case that's being raised, and sometimes it may be useful to either approach it, or sometimes it may be just useful to let's give a pause and let's understand the facts.
Okay, so you have depends. But your answer is depends.
Yes, it depends. It depends on the situation. It depends on how the person is bringing forward this feedback. Right? If the person is heated up, then for me, of course, I will I'll take a step back and probably arrange a separate session, or I have to reflect a bit. It really depends on.
What if it's not sitting in front of you? Because a lot of this feedback is not
Behind
directly.
the back,
yes, behind the back. Where you turn around, how come my back is blood? How come my back is red one? This kind. Because it's not so often we get feedback straight to our face.
Correct.
Let's be transparent about that. A lot of times people find it very hard to give feedback. So a lot of times these things are said behind your back, and then you get to hear about it from somebody else. That this person said this about you.
This sounds a bit personal.
Well, it probably sounds like something that's happened to all of us. So common, right?
Yes. So for me, I think if it happens, if I hear something, a feedback about me behind my back,
circulated.
The first thing that I will do is I will ask myself. I will soul search a bit. To be honest, I will soul search. What is the context? What is the scenario? I will think about. I will just try to fact find within my own memory, because sometimes you may say and do so many things that you don't remember.
Right.
So maybe whatever that person is could be true, but you may not remember. So. And I don't have a specific example, but I think when I'm confronted with this, I will just soul search, whether is it true or not. So after I search already and I realize, it's something that I don't agree with, I will most likely dismiss it. Because I unless it's something that is worth kind of investigating and addressing, then I will kind of, have another session to talk about it if it's like work. But if it's like a personal thing, to be honest, I know that other people's opinions I cannot control.
Yeah, exactly.
I will just let go. I don't think I will.
You don't give a beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I can only control my reaction to that,
Yeah.
but I cannot control the person's opinion.
You can't control his mouth
Exactly.
or her mouth.
But of course, if that person is important, I value this person. It really depends on who this person is.
Yeah, where it's coming from.
Yeah, where is it coming from?
What's
Is it
the
from
way of saying it?
Exactly. Is it from a space of gossip or personal attack, or is it from a space of really connectedness, livingness, value adding for the company? So it depends on where the space is, and it takes a bit of intuition also. To be honest.
Of course.
Yeah.
There's lots of that. There's lots
it's
of
an art.
Yeah, it's lots of intuition. It's lots of dynamics in office politics. So let me first say that this has happened to me, and it
Stories,
was
we love
pretty
stories.
recent. Okay, I'll keep the story short. So the story is there was someone going around saying that hey, so Maddy, my involvement in the company.
Yes.
So I'm vested in my job. Obviously, I've got job scope, and I've got a few other involvements that I'm in.
Yes, interest groups.
Well, interest groups, whether I'm driving engagement in the office, or I'm kind of like organizing diversity and inclusion activities, so on and so forth. So the comment that came was, yeah, are you ready? Are you ready? So the comment that came was, wow, this Jeremy very free, wow, how they do this kind of thing,
Ouch.
This Jeremy very free, like, wow, got time to do all this, Oh, no wonder his work is so easy or something like that, Yeah, or maybe something like, no wonder he's not really involved in this this part of the business.
This sounds like a bit of an attack.
Oh yes.
How do you feel when you hear this? Like, I cannot imagine.
Yeah, I mean, this happened, and I want to be real. This happened. People talk shit about it all the time. I think first of all, when I reflect on this, so I really think it also depends. Some answers depends. So let me talk about what I think is the right reaction and how I actually respond to it. So I think it depends, because it depends on what's the extent of the information that was said about you, right? Because if it's something very trivial, whatever, whatever, just dismiss it. Yeah, I don't want to spend time and energy on it. What's the point, right?
Yeah.
But I think it'd be something quite serious, and if I feel that hey, this kind of comments is sending a very wrong vibe and signal to the group. And you know how an apple, a rotten apple spoils the entire batch of apples, right? If it's something serious, if it's serious to the extent, and I feel that it needs to be nipped in the bud, I will call it out. Yeah, I will call it out, and I will find a way to bring up the feedback.
What would you do? Yeah, what would you do?
So in a situation, I brought up the feedback. I brought up the feedback to HR.
Okay, good.
And I said that, hey, I heard about this feedback, and this thing was being said, but I did qualify by saying, but it was something that I heard from somebody else. It may not be true, but I do want to say that if it is true, there's something that you should investigate, because what impression do you want to give for people who are doing extracurricular curricular activities in the organization, right? Where we are already spending time above and beyond our job scope, and these people are voluntary staff. I have a team of 12 people working, in my D&I task force, and I see so much effort that they put in. And the last thing you want is for somebody else to come in and say shit about the things you do, and when they are pouring their heart and soul into organizing things that's beyond their job scope, then they are already not appreciated, and then now you have people saying, oh yeah, they have a lot of time.
I really like it that, and what I see is this is courage. This is courage approaching this situation with maturity, rather than going down the rabbit hole of finding out who said this, or confronting the person, or what's the point? Bring it to light, and this is with a space of love and care to the team that you're doing this with.
Yep, exactly.
And what you say exactly is one rotten apple one toxic rotten apple, whether a person is rotten or not, can actually breed more toxicity in the environment. Yeah. And you're here to just, want to bring it to a neutral party, which is in this case HR, and then just bring it to light and then let them do their professional job of investigating.
And from my point of view,
this is caring for the team,
it is. Great. It is. And from my point of view, I feel that, okay, if HR takes action, good. So whatever is being said behind closed doors, and they'll settle that, at least the message was sent. So for me, I think it's important enough that the message was sent. Yeah, so I may or may not expect things to be done, but for me, I think what's important is to kind of bring it up. Because for me, I think it's about protecting my energy and
Yes.
protecting the workspace as well.
Yeah, protect the company, the welfare of everybody. This is really you need a lot of courage and love and care for the people to do this. Thank you for sharing.
No problem.
Wow.
Oh, we're off to a good start.
Yeah. Okay, so
Okay, come, share with us.
For me, I put down a few common kind of office politics scenario, like triggering statements or questions that people ask, and I felt that we can kind of little address it.
Sure.
So like the top statement that if I hear when people say this is not my job.
Setting like, your clear boundaries, right? This is you on the side of the field, this is me. Okay.
This is not my job.
Heard it.
Another one. What do I get if I do this?
Okay.
And why I put these two statements up and out is really, and again, there's nothing wrong with having these questions and doubts in our mind. But I think ultimately, office environment, we just want a space where everybody, like teamwork. Okay, firstly, it depends on your organization. What is the culture? What is the values? Okay, some companies really chong, like they don't care about the other people, which is okay.
Yep. Yeah. Super bottom line conscious.
All the best to you.
All about delivering results, yes.
Yeah, but if you're in a company that values teamwork, values connection, values all this collaboration kind of thing, like what is really the value of you asking, it's not my job? And not saying that you are supposed to take all the duties and all the work in your own hands, but instead of like just kind of shoving it off and say that it's not a job, why don't you it could be value to ask, what can I do? And sometimes a lot of situations is if there's a lot on the plate, do you even ask for help?
Right.
Sometimes you have a lot, but you not only you don't ask for help, you take it all into your own scope, and then you complain,
right?
And then you like, I'm so poor thing, I'm gonna do all this. This is so unfair. This person is so lazy. Blah 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 blah. But wait, did you even ask for help?
Okay. So don't fall into the victim mindset, right?
Yes.
Immediately like, poor me.
Yeah. So sometimes office politics, where it's so easy to blame others for giving you the extra job.
Okay.
But look at what you can do. You can communicate it. You can take charge. Yeah. So this is kind of why I put it. So what do you think?
I think. I mean, I remember I mentioned this before about something very triggering for me when people tell me that it's not my job. So like I get quite put off by that because and my reaction is like, first, do I ask myself, is it a reasonable request that I'm giving or I'm making? And then if not, I'll go back to the person and say, hey, I think we need to work this out together. Let's find a way. And I feel that's a spirit of teamwork. That's a spirit of collaboration across an organization. But how do you respond to that when you think about people telling you, hey, it's not my job or it's not my work? How do you feel?
I will be fact-finding. I'll be like, okay, what is the situation? What needs to be done? What is this person's scope? And then how can we do it? Like how? Okay. So like
I'm smiling because I can imagine somebody giving a very simple answer. And the simple answer is to don't do okay, CC your boss lor. It's the easiest way to get things done.
Exactly, but it's really at the end of the day, whoever does that particular job, it has to be done. But then, do we do it with a very like stingy, closed or fixed mindset, or do we do it with an open mindset? Open mindset is really okay. Let's fact find what needs to be done, and then how can we do it? Then who does it? That's the secondary part. But really, what needs to be done first? Yeah.
I think that's the right way of doing things, but I also feel that at the same time, not everybody will respond positively to it, and they could be quite like, just not my job. Like I really don't believe it's my job. Then
that's why the people leader will get roped in to
that's
like
CC the boss lah.
That's why we CC the boss. and I say this as there's really the skill of asking for help, the skill of communicating is a very important skill.
I agree.
And I say this because I hear complaints from person A about person B, blah 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 blah. But sometimes I see the person that's being complained has the skills of properly articulating the help that he or she needs versus a person A who does all the complaining, who does a lot of work. I'm not saying that person A is not doing work, but then you don't ask for help. But what's stopping you? You have all the ownership to take charge.
Yes.
So this is kind of I like want to kind of balance a little bit this kind of complaint and gossiping going on lah.
That's right. And you brought up a really good point about asking for help, and that's part of teamwork. That's part of
self-leadership too.
Yes. Because we are not an island. No one's an island. And we work together as an organization to deliver certain results, certain goals. So actually, that's a point that I thought I wanted to make as well, because when I ask myself, how do I best do this in any organization or in the office? And people like to call it networking. Okay, so I get the word. I get that networking is about, it's important to navigate politics because when you know people know information, and it's helpful to you. But I also realized that I didn't like it when I want to network for the sake of networking. So I think to that question around how do I do or develop collaboration, to kind of navigate politics a bit better, be able to kind of work with people and all that. I think for me it's about finding that genuine curiosity to build genuine relationships in the office. And obviously when you know people and you build relationships, you're staying informed, right? Whether it's the latest gossip or latest tea or disinformation. But you know how it is. When you know more people in the organization, you get tapped into the grapevine, right? You get tapped into information, you get tapped into resources. And I think this whole thing about being genuinely curious about people has worked for me.
I like it.
Yeah. So I don't feel like I'm pressured to go and network because I need to network. Yeah. But at the back of my mind, I'm like, can I be genuinely interested in somebody? Like, be curious. I'm not asking you to find out, like, 祖宗十八代 You have to go and find out all the generation, their father name, mother name, and all. But I'm just saying, just build a genuine interest in somebody. Go out for lunch, whatever. Sometimes it just takes one meaningful connection to know a person. And I think once you just build that bridge, it's maybe it's the one-time effort, but you realize after a while, hey, it pays out.
What I hear is that this is really, what are you doing something for? I think networking to some may be thinking, you want to talk to this person so that you can get something out of it.
Yeah, some good out of it.
Yeah, you can network because you want to get something out of it. And you can also network just for the pure interest in connecting for no reason.
That's right.
And both ways work.
Both ways work. End goal is the same, but the means is a bit different.
Exactly.
Or the intent is a bit different.
Yeah, so is it conditional networking, or is it just networking out of pure love and interest?
Yeah.
And to be honest, when I was a younger person working in the corporate world, right, I don't know I know the importance of networking, but I'm not comfortable doing it. And then I also don't like to make small talk lah. Then in my a shallow shallow understanding of how the world works, then I'm like, people who network, very what is saka lah, all those kind of things, right? I'm one of those.
I've heard that before.
I was definitely one of those around the network that does stress office politics. But now a more mature self in my 40s, I become a networker myself, and I can and there is a big mindset shift.
Yes,
I think in the past it's really like, okay, you are a bit shy. You don't know how to value yourself as a person to the company. You just keep things to yourself, and that's fine. But now with kind of maturity and some years and experience in working, you and with a company that values connection and teamwork, then there's this energy that supports just knowing people for the sake of knowing people. You don't need to benefit in my scope of work. I don't care.
Totally.
I just for example, if I love somebody's, that day I was in a lift with a colleague. She has beautiful shoes. Oh my gosh, her shoes are so beautiful. And I don't know who she is. I cannot remember her name. But I just walked up to her and said, hey, by the way, your shoes are beautiful. I love
that's nice.
it.
Giving a compliment to somebody that you don't know in the office.
I just say, it's the Cinderella shoe, huh? Very pretty. And I saw somebody with a nice shirt. I just say, it's like, do I say it so that the person can think very highly of me? No, I don't care. But I say it purely with the intention of really want to share my love and praise for the shirt and the shoe that they're wearing.
And what
There's
can go
no
wrong,
reason.
And what can go wrong with a compliment, a kind compliment? Right? I mean, you're spreading kindness and happiness, bringing happiness to somebody else's day.
So I think this space is it done from a space of kindness, or is it done from a space of scarcity? Mindset,
So I think that's interesting because we were just at the beginning we were talking about having an agenda. So different people have different agenda. Right?
Agenda.
So you see, maybe another person with the agenda of so-called networking maybe wanting more power and more status at the end of the day. Maybe he or she is thinking, how do I best network with people who are, maybe higher level, so I can find out what's a better job opportunity for me. So I want to say nothing wrong with that. I think
depends on the company.
I think it's realistic. I'm very pragmatic about it.
Realistic.
People do it for that, and I think it's good on you. Like you know what you want, which is why I think office dynamics and politics is as such. We all go in with different agenda. We all want different things. But you could go in and say like, hey, I want to know people. I want to be curious about people. And I think also at the back of my mind, that's also because you want to collaborate well with people. Now in a company, when you know certain people, they carry part of the process. And next time maybe it's about I have an issue or I encounter an issue about this particular topic. I remember I had lunch with this other girl. She said she was part of this team. Can I reach out to her to ask, how do I solve a problem? For example. But your intent wasn't to, I want to know how to find somebody who solves a problem for me. That came later. But your genuine interest was to kind of know the person and see know more people in the office. But both, in a sense, both means are the same. Like you want to do networking, so to speak. But your intention and your objectives are totally different.
What I'm hearing is that there's like two distinct camps, right? The first camp is being like a self-centered camp. Where you think about yourself and everything you do and ask is for yourself. Nothing wrong with that. It's normal. We've been there. Another camp is the others-centered camp. What can I do? I mean, how can this benefit all of us? How will these help in the teamwork, like an others-centered kind of thing?
True. Because, I like the way you put it.
Yeah, because another thing that I've put in a common thing that sometimes people will say that, why should I do this? It doesn't give me a pay raise. It doesn't give me a promotion. What is it in for me? So this is a common mindset that is a bit self-centered lah. Hey, I got no benefit when I don't do.
Okay.
And it's a pity. To be honest, it's a pity. And where if your company values teamwork, collaboration, but you yourself are thinking, there's no benefit to me that I don't do.
Yeah, you're all about the short-term gains. What do you want to get out of this?
Yeah, then there's a pity. And the truth is, then you'll be kind of, if your company really value teamwork and fun and all, then you'll be that one person that probably does not stand to gain in a lot of opportunities, but you don't know why. You don't know why. You will think that, how come this person is promoted? How come this person has all these opportunities? How come I do so much but I still don't get that? How come then you start to go down into that victimization part, because is that a self-centered mindset that you have or other-centered?
Okay. Yeah. I think so. I mean, generally, we always feel that when you are more vested in others, people can see it. I think
you gotta 用真心leh.
Yeah, gotta use your heart, right? Yeah. I think people can tell. Some more sensitively, some more than others. But I think when you approach somebody, about what you want to do, people can tell. Like what I said, I would rather, if I have to choose, I'd rather approach from a point of just being curious and wanting to know more about the organization. At least that motivates me. That may not motivate you. I mean, if you're listening out there and you're saying that, hey, I don't want to waste my time on all this.
And it's okay.
I'm just very focused on my career and where I want to go. And good on you, that's fine. I'm just saying that didn't work for me. But if that works for you, I think it's good. And again, that's why office politics exists, because we have two individuals giving a similar approach, wanting different goals. Okay, and I want to move on to another topic.
Yes,
okay, this is interesting.
Please.
So I always feel that office dynamics and politics happen because there's differences or dynamics in relationships.
Okay, expand on that.
I have a little story to share. I have a little story. So this is in my previous company, and was talking to, and it was quite young in my career. So I was talking to one of the sales reps who visits clinics and hospitals. And the sales rep would be expected to make appointments with a doctor, and obviously you're selling either a drug or a medical device to a doctor. And I realized there was one time, I can't remember the reason, but I was there on a trip with this person, and I noticed this person was having a really close relationship with the nurse. And you could tell that this, and we're not talking about close, we're talking about really close. Like you're
what kind of close?
Like buying coffee for the nurse, know the nurse by name.
Okay.
Clearly being extremely connected to the nurse in a very nice way, in a very friendly way, and you know that this nurse, like you almost feel like the nurse is a doctor, or you almost feel like this nurse kind of like holds more power, right? Because the sales rep is spending so much time, and I'm like, so what's happening here? So interestingly, you may think that the doctor is the one that holds the power, right? But don't forget, the doctor is very busy. He's filled with appointments throughout the entire day.
Yeah, who fills the
So
appointment?
who fills the appointment sheet for you? Who's getting the doctor's appointment for you? Who makes sure that he or she will prioritize your meeting over other people with the doctor? Guess what? It's the nurse.
It's the nurse. The nurse who gets the coffee.
It's the receptionist who gets coffee. It's the receptionist who's sitting there day in, day out, probably not getting a huge paycheck, but doing the work. So guess what? You got to make sure you build better relationship with them at the reception, as a receptionist at the front line. Yeah. So this taught me one thing. This taught me to, like, a lot of people, what I see for myself is they'll kowtow to people of power. They will, give due respect to people who are senior vice presidents, GMs, and they don't care a lot about people who are
mid-management or
or work with their hearts, right? And like your aunties, the service folks, receptionists and all that. And I'm like, don't forget some of these people, personal assistants, secretaries, they hold a lot of power. Yeah, but for me again, my intent could be get to know them so that I can access to the CEO or I can access to the presidents or whoever, the VPs. But if your intention is, hey, I just want to know people and good, and if you have access to him, that's great. But that's not my intent.
Yeah.
So that's why I really believe in building relationships, and don't build relationships because you want to get access somewhere, and people can see it. People can feel it. People can feel it.
People can feel it.
Yes.
So if and again, we are all different. We're all working adults, and we all grow in our own pace.
That's right.
And I think it's an invitation to kind of look into the way and the behavior you are carrying in the workplace. Do you speak to certain people with certain ranking in a certain way?
Yeah.
Versus, is there a difference in the way you approach people with maybe no rank or whatever, like low rank, that kind of thing? And I think it's just for you to be curious about what is your behavior and what are the words and what are the actions that you're taking at a workplace. And it's good to vet and look into it. Like, where's that space of connection that's coming from?
That's right.
Yeah.
I think we have to treat people right. Yeah, regardless of whether they hold a title or if they are of
we're humans.
Used to you.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see the world like that. It's very much like, hey, if I do this for you, you give me benefits. If I do this for you, I get something out of it. But I don't think that's the right way to treat people.
Yeah.
I think we can be very kind to people, and then again, I'm not asking us to build deep, meaningful relationships with everybody.
Yeah.
No, I'm just asking you to be a kind, considerate, and polite person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think if you're able to do that, can you imagine the kind of positive impact it has in the organization or in any office?
I think if we do that and we take notice of the space that we are doing some things or saying certain things, work can be very joyful.
Yeah, it's true.
Right.
That's a really good point.
Yeah, work can be joyful. I mean, you get to decide whether work is a place that you look forward to and build the connections. Okay, given that surely the big organization culture has a big part to play, right? But end of the day, the big organization culture is made up of people like you and I who has a lot to contribute to whether this place is toxic or joyful.
I love it.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
Right?
We all contribute to the culture of any place, any point of time, with what we do and what we don't do. We're all part of the culture.
Yeah.
So culture is one thing that the company says it is, but really culture is the everyday actions and behavior that I see around me, isn't it? You can put a plug on the wall and say,
and it's not about just the directors or VPs. It's about for everybody from the bottom to the top up.
Yes.
Contributes to the culture.
Exactly. So everybody plays a part. So you can have a plug on the wall saying that our culture is such and such. And then when you walk along the corridor and you're hearing people gossip about this or say about this, and you're seeing actions and behavior that's contrary to what's on that plug on the wall, guess what? What's the real culture here?
Yeah.
Is it that what's written or is it what you've experienced?
Gossip can be. I mean, I don't have gossip on my notes, but I think gossip can be something that is. It can be really toxic. Yeah, like why people gossip. I read about this in a book.
Go on.
Something like, I think people spend time and energy gossiping because it brings them together.
Yes,
it's a sense of belonging.
It's a camaraderie.
It's a sense of camaraderie, and people. We are human beings. We are wired to connect. We like to belong. We like to share similar interests, and if it means gossiping bad stuff about a common person that brings them together, then gossip starts and it thrives.
Okay.
But I think it's a good chance to revisit why are you gossiping? Like, what is the value that this gossip is bringing? I mean, we are all guilty, okay, of a little gossip here and there, okay.
I do participate in gossip once in a while. I confess. I admit it.
We are all guilty. But at the end of the day, then it's fine to gossip because it brings down belonging. But then in the end, what do you take out of it?
I think
I don't have an answer anyway.
Yeah. And again, I'm not going to be here and be a prude and say, thou shalt not gossip. And I'm not in a position to do that. It's your life. But maybe if I look at it from a different perspective, and I think about where I spend my energies at work. So I'm like, you got so much time to gossip, you got so much energy to gossip. I want my natural response whenever I hear like the first story I shared, somebody saying things about me. You got so much time do D&I stuff. You got so much time doing all this. In my mind, I'm like, oh my god, I've got no time to have my lunch. I don't have time to participate in this little shit. Really, like I'm doing what I need to do. I'm doing what I need to do. I'm trying to juggle my work like everybody else. I'm trying to juggle my work. I'm trying to juggle my relationship at home, my hobbies, my involvement, whatever. And you've got your thing. You've got your children and all that. I think everyone is, again to me, we are all just trying to live a life. We go to the workplace, we work, we want to get our salary, we spend the time we need at work, and then we go home and we go back to our loved ones and we spend good time with them, quality time with them. I don't want to spend any energies on anything like that because it doesn't help me.
I think what I'm hearing is that this is a lot about compassion, right? If you're a person with compassion, and you will be able to appreciate a lot of things. However, on the flip side, if you don't practice compassion, and I read from Brené Brown's book that compassion is a practice. It's not like, I'm compassionate, but sorry, you got to put that compassion to little acts of practices.
Compassionate if you don't practices.
Compassion or gratitude, something along these lines. Right? You need to practice acts of gratitude. So if a person doesn't have that gratitude and doesn't have that compassion, and it's fine. So he or she will not be able to, can only see and believe what they see or hear. But there are so many things that's happening that you don't see or hear that is real. Right. But because of not able to be grateful or not practicing compassion, it's like a tunnel vision. So they think that what they see and hear is like, Jeremy's so free, blah 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 blah, who is free, but they don't see. They are not able to kind of zoom out and see a bigger picture.
That's right. Yeah. So bring a little bit of compassion, gratitude into your workplace. And I like how you mentioned that it's about actions. It's about actions and behavior. And I think very much, it's not just lip service. And I think office politics and culture is like that. It's like if I have two choices, do I want to contribute and build up with my actions, behavior, the culture of the workplace, or do I want to put in the same amount of energy and time and effort on tearing people down and to be involved in office politics. So for me, I think my personal stand is I know that office politics exists. It will not go away. For me, I think the wise thing is to be aware of it. So I think so my stand is clear. I don't want to be a part of it, but I think what you need to do to be savvy is then to be in touch with it. To be plugged in to know what's happening. So you don't go in and be blah blah. Then then get washed by the waves in the office. But I think it's important to be savvy about it, know what's happening. So to that point about building relationships, when you build relationships, people will then you start actually getting access to the rest of the company. You know who's in which group, who is better with who. Again, your intent is not to have that, but you want to genuinely know people, you start getting access to information like that. So you learn to go, okay, so this is how dynamics are like in the office, this is how the politics are like. Then you can watch out for your own steps. I'm just being real. Watch out for your own steps, know how you can navigate, but you don't have to be part of it. And then when you know that you're being embroiled in it, then just be careful.
And nothing is stopping you from approaching the authorities, right? The necessary authorities to just bring light to this situation.
If it's very severe,
if it's severe, if you don't trust yourself enough to handle the situation, just leave it to the right people. And my takeaways for this whole office politics episode is like, I think you get to decide how you want to bring your mindset to your work. Work can be very joyful, and I think office politics is a norm. But it's also a mindset. Do you choose to participate in it to make it worse, or do you just let it be and just find your own space to connect with people?
Totally.
And like in terms of like specific action wise, who are you surrounding yourself with in the company? Do you always lunch with the same people? Nothing wrong with that, I'm saying, but you know, sometimes if you take an intentful action to lunch with people that you don't know, you will make new connections, you'll make new discoveries, and this is for the purpose of just building connection, not like because this person will benefit you, whatever.
Yes.
And then you will realize that, hey, I love this connection with people. Then your work become more joyful, and then you just create this fun space for yourself. And when people get connected with you, they feel joyful, and then they go and connect with more people. So you can be a source to create that wonderful loving culture. It's up to you. Yeah.
So I have a question. What if somebody comes and say, hey Maddy, maybe that's your personality. Because like, you know, you like to you're sunshiny, you're rainbow, and you like to proactively reach out to people for lunch and all. But it's not me. You know, I like to stay in my corner, and I'm like, really, I'm not you, and I don't want to go out there and lunch with people. So what else can I do?
I think to whoever the person, let's say if he or she asks me this question, I will ask this person, what do you value? What do you want your work hours to be like? You know, how do you want to feel? Do you want it to be like, I mean, some people like, you know, like they like to lunch by themselves and it's fine, but you know, it really depends on what this person is looking out for. And then what is the actions that the person, what is the energy and time and effort that this person choose to do? To gossip or to like work or to do some, I don't know, after work physical jogging activities or whatever. The person get to decide.
Okay. So try to align the behaviors of this person with what he or she wants to do.
What is it that's important for this person? Some people like just want to go to work and get home.
Well, that's
which
true.
is okay.
Yeah. Which is what they will probably do.
Not really want to build a relationship, like you say.
Some are like, no, I want to be in my little corner, and that's fine, no problem. But it depends on what you want.
Exactly.
Depends on what you want. Yeah. Just don't step on the landmine of politics when you didn't mean to.
And be aware, right? Like what you say, be aware of you know what's going on. Then you got to decide whether you want to participate or not, or just let it be around, embrace it.
That's right.
But you don't have to be that toxic apple. I mean, this toxic apple thing, this rotten apple thing is real. You know, don't be part of it. I mean, why do that?
But you gotta keep your eyes open then to look out like who are these people. And just be observant. I think there's a lot about just observing people in the office. So for those of you who are entering new jobs this year, and you know you're kind of getting into an office environment, my advice is just be observant.
Be curious, right?
Be curious, understand the dynamics, what's happening, and just be aware of things. I think that's the best way to be savvy and to watch out for yourself.
I think also respecting that we are all different individuals.
Very much
Everybody
so.
have different preferences, different lunch partners, and different values. Some people really value power. They only want to climb, and it's okay. They like that. But there are some people that just want to build relationship, and just I think rest on top of what you share is just respecting that everybody can have their own differences.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to apply your own preferences onto somebody else's.
Absolutely.
Because when you try to do that, that's where there's a breeding of office politics.
So be true to yourself. But for me, I will always advocate, if you have rainbow energy, give it to rainbow energy. Be kind and compassionate to people around you.
Spread that energy around.
Have a genuine interest in people. Have some curiosity to know, some of your workmates, and I think that will go a long way.
Yeah. Wow, I like it.
I love this episode. I told you right. I told you right.
This one is kind of my favorite.
This is quite interesting, no? Because it's very real.
I think when we don't over prepare, actually can be quite fun. Maybe before that we prepare too many notes already.
We're still figuring it out. Okay, so we are coming to our quotes for today. Okay, this is a quote, and I will mention this Instagram account. Again, right, I was talking in the previous episode about hacking your Instagram account to make sure that you get certain feed or posts to you. So this is from the Instagram account at Rising Woman. Rising Woman. So really interesting, and I want to share this quote because I think a lot of people may have bad experiences with office politics, myself included, in Malaysia. And I think a lot of times that happens and it leaves a very bad taste in the mouth. So this is for all of us out there who have experienced in some shape or form the effects of office politics, and then you just rubbed off the wrong way, and then it had some impact on you clearly. So the quote is, stop asking why they did what they did. Why they left, why they hurt you, why they betrayed you. They can't give you the answers you need. So rein your energy back and remember that you have the power to heal without their explanation.
Love it. Self.
Yes. Because this is all about they do what they do and you do you. Don't expect them to retract their actions and behaviors. Don't expect them to change. They can't give you that. What you can do is you can work on yourself, and if you're hurting and you have been impacted in any way, you have the power to heal without their explanation, without their permission, without their whatever. They do not belong in your game right here.
I love it so much. And I think to the point of this, you get to heal and decide what to do with it. And the thing is, I think office politics, if it gets on you and if you get hurt, just allow yourself to feel that hurt first. And this is a message that I kind of talked about this week, right?
Yeah. I hear that from you. Right? Like, acknowledge and feel it.
Yeah. If you're feeling hurt and feeling wronged, feeling injustice or whatever, let that sit for a moment. And it's okay. You get to feel angry. If somebody says something bad or nasty about you, whether is it true or not, you will feel hurt, and it's okay. Okay, just allow yourself to feel this hurt.
Yeah, acknowledge that feeling. Don't dismiss that feeling. That's genuine emotion you have to get through.
That is you being alive. That is you being a human being. You get to feel all these difficult emotions, and this is what makes us. Then slowly let it dissolve and dissipate, and you get to decide how you want to approach it. Do you want to heal it in a certain way? Do you want to talk to the person, scold the person, or you want to relax and chill out and have a nice cup of coffee? You get to decide, but you can't change the words or the opinions and actions that has been done by the others.
Exactly.
Done and dusted. But you can only control yourself.
Yeah, what you can do is control yourself. Exactly. That's within your control to start on your own healing journey or to start addressing what you're going through.
Exactly.
Because that's not their responsibility. It's your responsibility.
Yeah, and this thing is there's one picture that is part of a Buddhist script thing. There is a particular image, I don't know from what, because I'm not a Buddhist, but I know this picture that's also being taught in like spirituality, all this. It's a picture of Buddha sitting under a tree. So this happened like really like so many billions of years ago. There's this image whereby all the enemies are scolding Buddha, like shouting all the whatever remarks and everything. But Buddha, he's just so calm and zen sitting under the tree, and in his mind it's like all the arrows and darts shooting in his direction, but in his mind he visualized those darts to turning them into flowers. So how do you, firstly the darts are being shot, how do you turn them in your mind into flowers? Because that's the only thing you can control, is your reaction to those.
And it's very, very symbolic. That's extremely symbolic.
Yeah, not easy, very difficult. But I'm saying that there's this thing going on in like many, many years of history.
Right. So be clear about what you can control and what's out of your control.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. What about your quote?
Mine is from a passage written by Brené Brown in her book.
I love Brené Brown.
Yeah, Atlas of the Heart. So it goes like this. Because we can feel belonging only if we have the courage to share our most authentic selves with people, our sense of belonging can never be greater than the level of acceptance. It's a bit long, but the whole summary of this is, if you're able to bring your authentic self to work, and that takes courage, then you can truly belong and connect with people.
Wow.
Yeah, because if you're bringing a false sense of self to others, then people will only perceive you at that level. But if you're able to bring your most authentic selves with people, then you can find a new sense of belonging, because our sense of belonging can never be greater than their level of acceptance.
Wow. This needs a bit more thought.
Yes.
I really like the quote, but it resonates with me so much because, in the world of diversity and inclusion, in the work that we do, we always talk about the office or the work environment being a safe space for all of us to bring our authentic selves to work.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the backbone of all the D&I work that we do. Because if the workspace or the environment you're working in, it is not a safe space for you to bring your true self to work, imagine how much we're losing out on every single employee out there. How much they have to hire, how much of themselves they're not giving. And what does it do to the organization? Nobody gets better because everybody's putting on a fake smile.
Yeah.
You're not happy. And so I really resonate with that the quote. Yeah. Fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, I love it.
I love it.
Wow.
I should share my D&I team.
Yes.
Lovely.
Okay, we
Wow.
hope that we don't have like a clear actionable steps, but we just want to bring forward this episode to share our stories and our take on office politics.
I think, well, if anything, hopefully you learn from our stories or our sharings, and maybe we'll give you a few pointers and suggestions on how to better navigate, or at least put some thoughts into your head in terms of what you want to be, like how you want to navigate this.
And one call to action: if you value your work environment, if you value your colleagues, your people leaders and whoever, share this episode with them.
Oh, that's true.
Ask them to listen.
Yes. All you people who are facing office politics, this is for you.
Instead of gossiping, share this episode. Okay, this is one action that you can take, and it's within your control.
I love it. Very good application. All right.
Okay, so we're done.
We're done with episode 4 today, right?
Yes.
Okay, so again, my name is Jeremy.
My name is Maddy.
We are the Imperfect Rainbow.
See you next week.
See you. Bye.